Zack Snyder's Justice League has finally hit the streaming services, and what do YouTubers do when a new installment of a franchise comes out? Well, you do a ranking video. My name is Tom, and this is my ranking of the DCEU. If you guys haven't been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so you never miss out on my take on all things movies. Now, I have to say what I say before any time I do a list, because you get people in the comments going, your list is wrong, my list is right. It's all subjective. My list is going to be different to your list. That's what's great about movies. So make sure you leave your lists down in the comment section below, and let's talk about the DCEU, because it's a fun thing to talk about most of the time. So I'm going to rank the DCEU from worst to best, and I'm going to start with a movie that it's probably the movie, and I've talked about this a lot on this channel. I've never been so disappointed in a movie than what I was with Wonder Woman 1984. Now, you have to understand that a lot of my disappointment for Wonder Woman 84 comes out of just how good I think the first Wonder Woman is. Wonder Woman 84 disappointed me so much. I was so looking forward to it. It's not even... the movie doesn't even feel like, when you watch the first Wonder Woman and you go and watch Wonder Woman 1984, it doesn't even feel like it's directed by the same person. There's so many logic problems with the wishing stone, and the story's just weak. Like, it's just weak. Creates so many continuity errors. I really wanted to love it. I really did. I tried so hard to convince myself that I liked it, and I just couldn't do it. And I've never been so disappointed by a movie in my life. It is the most let down I've ever been by a major motion picture, and it hurts so much that I have to put Wonder Woman 84 on the bottom of this list, but I do. It is the worst DCEU movie in my opinion. Okay, next up is the Justice League, or 2017's theatrical release of Justice League. This movie came down to this spot after seeing the Snyder Cut, because full disclosure, I liked the 2017 version for what it was when it came out, knowing that we would probably never see the real version of the movie. But after seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, you realize, and I certainly did, just how much Warner Brothers butchered that movie and turned it into what we got in theaters in November of 2017. This movie is, fucking up Henry Cavill's face. It's a mishmash of corporate greed. It's a mishmash of two different directors with two distinct styles, and they're trying to merge the two of them together and make it work. It's just awful. It really is. And after seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, I have to wonder, what the fuck were they worried about? Who at Warner Brothers saw what they had with Zack Snyder's version and then saw what Joss Whedon did and went, oh yeah, no, that's the one we're going with? I don't get it. And yeah, the 2017 version, the Justice League, I can never watch that movie again. I will never watch that movie again. The only version of Justice League that exists in my mind from now on, from this video on, is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay, I've got Batman vs. Superman next, and Batman vs. Superman is a movie that I sort of have grown to have a bit of a love-hate relationship with. I have a lot of mixed feelings on it, because I saw Batman vs. Superman, the theatrical cut, when it first came out, day of release. I was really excited about it. The theatrical cut, because Warner Brothers made Zack Snyder cut this movie down, cut almost half an hour out of the movie, you lose a lot of story, and the movie ends up not making a lot of sense. You don't understand fully what Lex Luthor's plan was, for example, that makes the movie work. And so when I saw the Ultimate Edition, I got a better overall context for the story, and I appreciated it more. And I watched it recently in the lead up to the Snyder Cut, and I appreciated it a little bit more. Now, there's a lot of dumb stuff in it, for sure. There's a lot of stuff in Batman vs. Superman, even in both versions, that I don't like. But I do like it more than I did the first time I saw it a number of years ago. So that's an improvement, and I have a feeling that the more I see it, the more I will come to appreciate it. I don't think I'll ever get to a point with this movie where I'm like, yeah, Batman vs. Superman's great, because I'm nowhere near that. But I like it, the Ultimate Edition. I despise the theatrical cut, because I just think it just goes to show the mindset of Warner Brothers at the time, which was shorter movies and try to make them, like Marvel. And that's not what Zack Snyder was doing. When you see Man of Steel, BVS, and Justice League, you get a full picture. So it does make me appreciate the movies even more. Okay, next up on the list, we have a hot mess of a movie in Suicide Squad. Full disclosure, I don't hate Suicide Squad. Yes, it's a hot mess. Yes, there are plenty of things wrong with it. And the fact that they had a trailer house edit the movie pretty much goes to a lot of the issues in the movie. But I thought Suicide Squad was a fun movie. I had a nice time with it. I could do without Cara Delevingne doing a weird dance. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Will Smith as Deadshot, their chemistry really carries the movie. I quite like Jai Courtney as Boomerang. I did enjoy Suicide Squad again for what it is. It's a hot mess, and it clearly isn't the movie that David Ayer wanted to make, so it's a little bit similar to the Justice League scenario. And listen, if they want to release an Ayer cut, go for it. Shazam. Shazam is a movie that I was really excited about. I quite like the trailers. I like the director. I love Zachary Levi. But this movie disappointed me. I'm in the minority on this because I didn't love Shazam. I don't hate Shazam. I certainly, liked it, but I don't love it because a lot of people really love Shazam, and that's great. But for me, Shazam, I just found to be a bit messy. I really, Shazam just wasn't a movie that really worked for me on a level that it worked for a lot of other people. It's still a fun movie. I think it's a good movie. I just don't think it's a great movie. All right, now we have the movie that started the entire DCEU in quite a divisive way. Man of Steel. Man of Steel is interesting because when I first saw Man of Steel, I was younger and I didn't love it. I grew up watching Christopher Reeve as Superman and Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh was really my first introduction to Superman. And then I went back and saw the original one, and then Man of Steel came out. I think over time, as you grow up and you understand the movie more because you're maturing, and the movie is quite a mature superhero film. And Man of Steel is a movie that every time I watch it, I enjoy it more and I understand it better. And I understand what they were going for. And I really have come to appreciate Man of Steel. And when you see Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and now Zack Snyder's Justice League, and you see it as one giant complete story, it really does. Zack Snyder's Justice League really does elevate both Batman vs. Superman and Man of Steel. Number 4 is Aquaman. I loved Aquaman, and I wasn't sure what to expect from this movie because, it's an Aquaman movie. He's not a character that, he's a character that has been made fun of a lot. And so I wasn't really sure what to expect. Aquaman's cheesy and it's over the top and it's bombastic. The word I used to describe Aquaman the first time I saw it coming out of it, I said, this movie's fucking dope. And it just is. It's bonkers. It's crazy. It's cheesy, but it's a lot of fun. It's got this Raiders of the Lost arc combined with 90s cheesy superhero over the topness. I don't know how else to describe it, but I love it. And Jason Momoa as Aquaman is perfect in this movie, and he's perfect casting for this character. And I think when you have a Jason Momoa who plays this role the way he does, the tone of the movie almost automatically is set around him. That's the tone you have to go with because of the way Jason Momoa is just as an off-screen personality and as Aquaman. And I do love that Tamora Morrison plays Aquaman's dad and also Boba Fett's dad. I think that's hilarious. Okay, number 3 for me is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. This was a movie that didn't work for everybody. I totally get why, but this is a movie that I had a lot of fun with. Listen, this is a movie that you're not going to see Birds of Prey for the deep storytelling, and this movie isn't high art. But you go to this movie to see Margot Robbie show off as Harley Quinn. That's why you go to see Birds of Prey. And it delivered on that promise. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn interacting with a hyena and kicking a lot of ass and saying a lot of funny shit and beating people up with, while on cocaine. I love it. I love how crazy this movie is. And the movie is the movie messy? Yes, but you could also make the argument that the movie is messy on purpose because Harley Quinn's mind is a mess and you're watching this movie through her perspective. And she's, narrating the movie. And I love this movie. I saw it the first time. I thought I really liked that movie. And then every time I've seen it since, I like it more and more and more. And I love Birds of Prey. I do. sue me. All right, number 2, Zack Snyder's Justice League, baby. I fucking love this movie. If you've seen my review, you already know that I love this movie. Listen, it in every way is superior to the 2017 version. You have a 4-hour epic mythological superhero movie with great characters, great character development. Even Steppenwolf has motivation, and he's a real fully fleshed out character, unlike a poorly rendered video game generic villain who just stood there and said, "Mother." I don't have many issues with Zack Snyder's Justice League. Very few, in fact. And the one thing I didn't talk about in my review for Justice League was Junkie XL's score. The score for this movie is incredible. I love the main theme, the Cruel War Power theme. I've just been blasting that all morning. This movie's fucking awesome. Zack Snyder's Justice League is fucking awesome. It's in every way superior to the 2017 version. And you know what? Restore the Snyderverse as far as I'm concerned. They're not going to do it, but, you know, a man can dream. Well, I've gone through every other DCEU movie, so it only leaves one left. Listen, this movie isn't just my favorite DCEU movie, it's my favorite DC movie, full stop, end of sentence. It's the first Wonder Woman movie, directed by Patty Jenkins. This movie, I feel like, is just, it's just amazing. It's just great. It's everything I wanted from a Wonder Woman movie, and Gal Gadot in this film is fantastic. She's great as Wonder Woman generally. Even in 84, a movie I don't like, she was fantastic in that. She was the best part of that movie. The storytelling of the first Wonder Woman, the characters in it, the character development, does the third act get a little, you know, over the top and video gamey? Yes. I actually would have preferred the ending to subvert our expectations with something like Wonder Woman realizing that, oh no, there is no Ares, men are just bad. And I know they had that as an element, but I would rather them have this really expectation subversion going on where there's no big superhero fight, and that's what, and you know, men are just bad, and that's what makes her shut her off from society for 100 years. But still, Wonder Woman has a very special place in my heart. The No Man's Land scene, I want that scene projected onto my tombstone when I die. I want that scene played at my funeral. I'm in love with Wonder Woman, the first movie. And yeah, it's my favorite DC movie, period. That will do it for my ranking of the DCEU up until this point. I know we have a couple of DCEU movies coming, including James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which I am looking forward to. I want to know in the comment section below, guys, what is your ranking of the DCEU, including the Snyder Cut? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Tom, and I will see you guys